enhanced tank car standards and operational controls for high-hazard flammable trains. Joshua Evers, Transportation Systems, December 1st, 2023. Working at the steel mill and having previous experience as a blast furnace worker has sparked my interest in the safety measures related to transporting hazardous materials, especially molten iron, crude oil, and ethanol. My direct involvement in the detailed process of managing molten iron and transferring it into bottled cars has led me to explore the intricate world of safety protocols linked to the transportation of flammable materials, honing in on specific challenges associated with crude oil, molten iron, and ethanol. I'm particularly fascinated by how government-approved rules ensure the safety of areas along shipment routes. This exploration isn't just a good fit for my professional background, it also highlights my strong commitment to understanding and championing improved safety measures in transporting hazardous materials. This personal and professional interest is what propels my decision to focus my project on enhanced tank car standards and operational controls for high-hazard flammable trains. This choice aligns with my bigger goal of addressing crucial safety measures in the transportation industry, especially for high-hazard flammable trains. Through this project, I hope to contribute meaningfully to the ongoing efforts to create a safer and more resilient transportation system. I plan to achieve this by digging into details of safety protocols, regulations, and technological advancements specifically related to transporting flammable materials by rail. Per U.S. Department of Transportation's Federal Railroad Administration, 49 CFR Parts 171-172, Hazardous Materials, Enhanced Tank Car Standards, and Operational Controls for High-Hazard Flammable Trains. New tank cars constructed after October 1st, 2015 are required to meet enhanced DOT specification 117 design or performance criteria. Existing tank cars must be retrofitted in accordance with a DOT prescribed retrofit design or performance standard. Retrofits must be completed based on prospective retrofit schedule, and a retrofit reporting requirement is triggered if initial milestone is not achieved. Develop and carry out sampling and testing program for all unrefined petroleum-based products such as crude oil to address sampling and testing frequency adjusted for material variability, sampling before the material is initially transported and when properties change, ensure representative sampling of the entire mixture as offered, testing methods that enable classification of the material under HMR, quality control measures for sampling frequencies, duplicate samples or equivalent measures for quality assurance, criteria for modifying the sampling and testing program, testing or methods used to identify packaging relevant properties of the mixture, certify, document, and share testing and sampling program outcomes with DOT upon request. Rail routing risk assessment. Perform a routing analysis that considers at a minimum 27 safety and security factors and select a route based on its findings. These planning requirements are prescribed in 49 CFR subsection 172.820. Rail routing notification. Ensures railroads provide contact information to state and tribal officials and regional fusion centers for inquiries on hazardous material routing, replacing the need to notify state emergency response commissions or similar state entities about train operations. Reduced operating speeds. Restrict all HHFTs to 50 miles per hour in all areas. Mandate a 40 mile per hour speed limit for HHFTs with tank cars not meeting enhanced standards in high threat urban areas. Enhanced braking. Require HHFTs to have in place a functioning two-way end-of-train EOT device or distributed power braking system. Mandate HHFUT trains to use an electronically controlled pneumatic braking system by January 1st, 2021 when transporting packaging Group 1 flammable liquids. Mandate HHFUT trains to have an ECP braking system by May 1st, 2023 when transporting one or more tank cars loaded with packaging Group 2 or 3 flammable liquids. The collaborative efforts of the Pipeline and Hazardous Materials Safety Administration, PHMSA, and the Federal Railroad Administration, FRA, have yielded the final rule: hazardous materials enhance tank car standards and operational controls for HHFTs. This crucial regulation emerges as a proactive response to the challenges posed by burgeoning expansion of U.S. energy production. In addition to its focus on tank car designs, speed restrictions, braking systems, routing, sampling, classification, and notification requirements for trains carrying a substantial amounts of flammable liquids. The rule is attuned to the shifting dynamics in transportation methods, especially the escalating volume of crude oil and ethanol transported by rail. As the rule defines and centers its attention on high-hazard flammable trains and high-hazard flammable unit trains, it strategically aligns the stipulations with escalating risks associated with this large-scale transportation of flammable liquids. The revision of HHFT definition to specifically target the highest risk shipments, such as those laden with significant quantities of ethanol and crude oil, underscores the rule's precision and foresight. The close collaboration between PHMSA and FRA adopts a comprehensive system-wide approach encompassing both regulatory and non-regulatory measures. The overarching focus remains on implementing preventative, mitigative, and responsive strategies to curtail the probability of consequences of accidents involving hazardous materials during rail transportation. The final rule adopts a holistic perspective on rail safety within the realm of high-hazard flammable trains, delving into various critical aspects like tank car specifications, advanced brake signal propagation systems, speed restrictions, routing requirements, notification requirements, and the classification of unrefined petroleum-based products. This comprehensive approach is tailored to the heightened risk associated with the transportation of substantial quantities of flammable liquids, particularly crude oil and ethanol, by rail. The meticulous refinement of proposals from